Welcome to the Flash Finds podcast, the world's fastest podcast where we explore how Facebook can help you with the stuff you're into. I'm Emma Rogue, joined by Nathan the Cat Lady, a Facebook creator. So Nathan, if you're into pets, what kind of stuff can you find on Facebook?
Well, I make reels about useful tips for pet owners. For instance, cats don't like still water, so all of my cats have cat fountains.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. What a great episode. See you next time on the Flash Finds podcast, all about discovering the stuff on Facebook you care about. Bye.
Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Through the night, deep in the heart of Texas, the trailer park is nice and dark. Deep in the heart of Texas, that drinks his brew and he spits his chew. Deep in the heart of Texas, the TV blares but no one cares. Deep in the heart of Texas, here we go.
Hey, everybody, welcome to King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Broken Rusty.
You are Broken Rusty on this Father's Day
episode.
2024. Yeah. So tell us the
story.
This is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about dads.
Yeah, we're going to talk about dads. And I happen
specifically
to be one.
Hank. Yeah. So you've got 2 kids, right?
Yep.
I have 2 and 3 steps.
Okay.
We've got 5 grandkids. So, I mean,
I've got a gaggle of geese.
Yeah, we got a gaggle of geese.
So
gander. Tell us about your arm. How did that happen?
I was stepping off of
If you can't see him, it's in a sling. It's wrapped up. I mean, it's a full-on cast. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there we go. It's I had stepped off of a curb. Not a curb, kind of like it was like a 3-foot loading dock curb thing.
It wasn't a curb. It was a man's head, but same thing.
I had tripped over the dolly that I was working with.
Yeah.
And got wrapped up in it and fell. And when I fell really hard to the ground. And I put my arm out, and I ended up breaking the radial head is what it's called. It's where the radius meets your elbow. Yeah. So it's in the bone, but it's at the very end.
Did you come down on the sidewalk with your elbow? Kind of
my hand
oh,
like that.
You were pushing it out. See, that's how I did
So the
mine.
radial head broke.
That's how I did mine. I was surfing on a truck as a guy was doing donuts, and I came off and I caught myself like this and shattered the wrist.
Shattered the wrist, yeah. So what mine was is it was probably because I landed on both hands that I didn't break my wrists.
There you go. Yeah.
But he said it was also probably because of the way I landed with my leg and everything in the dolly. Mm-hmm. He said I probably would have broke both arms.
Yeah.
So he said it was the way I fell happened to be
thank God you didn't
better
break both
than,
of them. I can't even imagine
yeah,
that.
but both broken. Yeah, that would have been.
You'd have to start learning to paint with your toes.
That would have been terrible. Yeah. No, I managed to finish my shift and I didn't even know because I didn't know it was broke.
Really, it was just hurting. Huh?
Yeah, it was just hurting like hell. So I was like, well, this hurts really bad. I got home and I soaked in the tub, like just laid there and soaked in some Epsom salt and hot as I could get it, to help my arm. Because I thought at first it was just like a muscle twinge.
Right.
So I tried to soak and, put ice on it and then put some Bengay on it, and
Sure.
None of that.
It doesn't do much when there's a bone floating around in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So the pain was just immense. So I'm like laying there and I wake up. or I don't wake up. Sorry, I'm just laying there trying to go to sleep.
Right, sure.
And I get up about 2 a.m. and I'm like, I'm going to the ER. We're gonna have to see what this
Yeah.
is because this is something more than
I don't blame you.
more than what. But so the result was a cracked radial head.
I had an MRI on my brain this last week.
Is it okay?
It's still there. Still
Okay,
there.
yeah.
I have some. I've had some little TIAs, which means trans-ischemia attacks, I believe.
Yeah.
They're like precursors for strokes, and
that's not
I don't
good.
want to. Yeah. I'm glad I caught it when I did. My mother had a huge stroke about 15 years ago, and she's paralyzed and in a wheelchair and stuff. And I do not want to see that happen to me.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see that happen to you.
So
either,
the
strokes are kind of rough. That's what happened to Randy Travis.
Yeah, the arteries here in your neck. Mm-hmm. Those are what filled up for her, and they were so stopped up that she had the stroke, right?
Yeah.
Because when you take your thumb off the hose, it just and causes a stroke. So I had that checked out. Those are all clean, and then they did the brain thing, which is the weirdest thing. You got to put your head in a cage, and they gave me headphones with some really crappy music on it, and it cut off about halfway through. So then it's just boom, 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 boom. You know that thing that you hear in an MRI machine.
The magnet
But
spinning or whatever.
you got it done, and I'm glad I did.
Everything looked good, though?
Yeah, I talked to the doctor. She gave me a couple new meds to take, and basically, let me just say this to everybody listening: if you have a history of stroke or anything in your family, start taking baby aspirin every day. Just take one a day. It'll keep those clots from forming.
Oh, okay.
And clots are generally what cause strokes. So
that's
didn't mean to get so
generally what it
serious,
is.
but that's what that is.
It's Father's Day. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is Father's Day.
Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum.
My youngest daughter is 25.
Okay.
The oldest of our kids is 30. So, they're all grown out of the house. They've got kids of their own and stuff like that. My daughter, who just texted me a little while ago, said she's supposed to have been out at Orca Island or something like that. She lives up in the Pacific Northwest, and they were going camping this weekend. And as a good dad, as soon as she told me she was going to this island, I said, well, those whales have it in for humans, number one. And number two, watch out for bears. And she responded with, crap, I hadn't thought about bears. So
you gotta think about bears.
Oh, you always have to. I think about bears 5 times a day.
Yeah, I think about bears more than I probably should.
What about your kids? Tell us a little bit without giving away too much.
Yeah. No, 2 boys. Third boy cooking.
On the way. Congrats.
They are age ranges from not born to 13.
From not born.
Yeah, to 13. So I got a 13-year-old boy.
How's the youngest? 2?
2.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 13-year-old boy.
Well, then those two, the one that's not born yet and the 2-year-old, they'll get along great. At least they'll have somebody to play with.
Well,
and all that kind of
even the older one, the 13-year-old and the 2-year-old, they're stuck like glue. The
cool.
little one is
that's good.
Bubba.
Yeah, sure.
So
sure.
he does really good with them. I know that the age gap is more like an uncle situation than it is a brother situation, but that's a good thing. They'll always have somebody older to look up to. My son is I couldn't ask for a better kid. He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really like emotionally intelligent. He's smart. He picks up on he can read a room. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's a big thing for teenagers. Because when I was a teenager, I could never read a room, and I was always trying to make the room laugh and try to be funny. And sometimes funny can be offensive and
funny can
not
be taken
funny.
the wrong way.
What's
funny to you may not be funny
to others.
Guy, yeah.
So. He's a good kid.
That's good.
He likes Roblox.
Yeah.
He plays Roblox some. Plays a little Minecraft.
Yeah.
Does all the little Rust, the game called Rust.
Well, we've got kids that are pretty successful. One of them just had a baby. Actually, 2 of them. 3 of them.
You've been having babies left and right.
Yeah, 3 of them just had babies.
I think you've had 3 babies since we started the podcast.
Probably
right?
so.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because there was one early on, and then about halfway into me and you doing this, there was one, and then there was just one recently.
Yeah. So
wow.
We're filling up the house as fast as we can. The nice thing is I love the fact that they live somewhere else.
Do they call you Pawpaw or Grandpa?
It's Gramps.
Gramps.
Yeah, Gramps and Gigi.
And Gigi
is my wife's name. Yeah. Gramps and Gigi.
My parents are Nanny and Pap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I always called my grandparents Granny and Gangan.
Granny and Gangan?
Yeah, and it's because when I was little, I couldn't say grandfather. I said Gangan. So
mine was Nana.
Yeah. My other one
which
was
is
just
all I really had was Nana.
I didn't know my other grandfather because he died before I was born, but
Yeah.
my other grandmother, super prim, proper lady, taught me to sit up straight, which I didn't do.
Yeah.
And, manners and all that stuff. And you hate it as a kid, but as you get older, you're like, oh, shit, she was the one really looking out for me. She wanted things to go well. But she was just grandmother. I mean, that was just, it was always grandmother.
Yeah. Well, I know we picked Hank to but before we highlight Hank, I kind of want to tip my hat to Dale Gribble.
Oh, yeah?
As a father.
Okay.
He struggles. It's rough for him. He's not always.
It's generally self motivated struggles. Yeah.
He doesn't always make the best decisions or nothing like that. No. But who does as a father, right?
That's true.
I feel like his unconditional. That's what Dale. I feel like Dale does his best. He's present.
Yeah.
And he would die for Joseph.
Sure.
That's how I feel about it. I feel like his credit as a father really has to be tipped off. Tip the hat to him because he knows that's not his kid. He knows that's John Redcorn's son, but he still continues to raise him as his own.
I would sure think so.
I think so. Whether he wants to say it or not, I'm going to stand by the fact that I think that he knows, but he doesn't care because that's his son.
Yeah.
So,
well,
tip my hat to him
and also he's in a situation where his wife basically takes care of everything, and Dale just kind of does his thing, and so he knows that situation is. He's not going to be able to get that anywhere else.
Yeah, no, there's nowhere else that you get that. And I kind of want to tip my hat off to Boomhauer and all of the children that he's probably sired over the years. I'm just
all the children he doesn't know
all
about.
All the children he doesn't know about.
Yeah.
All of the mothers out there looking for the father of their child. It's probably Boomhauer.
One or the other.
Or
not. Yeah, they may not want him. This kid, all he does is mumble. I don't want to know his dad.
I'm having a dang old dad.
Dang old goo-goo.
Talking about dang old gaga. Yeah.
So what we did is we picked a thing from a site called TheDad.
Yeah, it was thedad.com.
Which is it's
just
kind
a
of
dad blog.
Well, it's kind of an amazing thing where they rank dads, like fake dads, real dads, all this kind of stuff. And this is Dad Grades Hank Hill from King of the Hill. And again, happy Father's Day to you guys.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
We're a day after, but still, Father's Day doesn't get the same as Mother's Day, really. Mother's Day.
It doesn't. And then you
deal,
get. I'm not hating on single mothers, but y'all got a day. This is our day. This is Father's Day, not single Mother's Day.
Sure.
I think that's what they need to do for single mothers and single fathers.
Have a single parent day.
Have a federally recognized holiday for single parents.
Why don't we take Flag Day and make it that?
Yeah, we could do that. Take Flag Day, and I feel
don't
like
need Flag Day. I don't need Arbor Day.
Yeah, I don't need Arbor Day. I feel like they should. Just remember it's Father's Day.
Father's Day.
If your child doesn't have a father, it's not my problem.
And then upcoming on Wednesday is Juneteenth. Which I honestly always thought it was a regional thing, but apparently it's not.
It's become more than a regional thing, but it is a regional. It's a Texas thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was when the word. Obviously the word got here first. Before that, but it was when the official government announcement of the freedom of slavery in Texas, because Texas was trying to drag it out a little bit longer.
Texas still trying to drag it out.
Yeah, still trying to drag it out. So they were trying to drag it out a little bit longer, and the federal government was like caught wind, and they were like, we're gonna have to come down there and reconstruct.
Here's one more thing I want to ask you, and you can tell me in the world of King of the Hill. So, Hank, how would Hank react to the news that our governor wants to start or is starting a stock market in Texas?
How would he react to that?
Yeah.
Let's see.
You think it'd make any difference to him at all?
I don't know that he would care, honestly. But
do you think he's got a 401k over at Strickland?
Yeah, he probably does have a 401k or a something through the bank. Maybe not directly through Strickland, but
my dad used to have something. My dad used to have something called a key man policy.
Yeah, I never heard
and
that.
So what that is basically it's an insurance policy you take out, and if he dies, then the money goes to my parent or my mother and all this stuff. But it was basically to ensure, instead of them giving him 401k, what they did is they gave him an insurance policy that would mature at a certain point.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 of one, half dozen of another. At 401ks bottoming out, it's probably that insurance policy is better anyway.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah,
probably work out better.
So thedad.com, the way this is titled is Dad Grades, Hank Hill from King of the Hill. It says, in this edition of Dad Grades, we'll take a closer look at parenting skills, and basically they're looking to see if Hank makes a good dad.
Yeah, what is it? Does he cut the mustard? So
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a grade. Before we go through this, I'm going to give him my grade, and I think that Hank gets an A+.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what they graded because I want to do this cold, so I didn't read it. So
I would give him I haven't read it either yet. All the way through.
I'm gonna give him an A+.
I'm going to give him an A-, and the reason for the minus is that he doesn't always get Bobby.
I got you.
Now he's always there for him. Don't get me wrong.
Always there for him, but doesn't always understand him.
No, he doesn't understand him. Doesn't understand Peggy either sometimes. Yeah. So Hank Hill embodies one particular quality that sets some fathers apart from the rest: enthusiasm for lawn upkeep. So we're talking about his strengths here.
It's a big dad thing. Is that something that you, as a dad, care too much about?
Hell no.
Yeah, I don't care at all. Scalp that shit. Yeah,
I don't want to.
Scalp that shit. I want a rock yard. Yeah.
He it does have a picture here that says, "Why would anyone do drugs when they could just mow a lawn?" Which is fantastic.
Well, drugs are cool too.
Oh, sure. Yeah, drugs are great.
Especially legal pharmaceuticals for when you break your arm.
It says, Dad 101, your lawn is a window into your home life. If you don't count your actual house windows, which is actually pretty good. So the lawn is super important to him. Second thing would be barbecuing. And always with the propane, I
love the propane.
Now, it does say that Hank has been caught using charcoal. Now, do you know when that happened?
Well, there's a hyperlink, so I'm going to click on it and see where the hyperlink takes me.
It took me to Reddit.
It was when he was dreaming.
There we go. So, propane versus charcoal. Of course, we know it's always propane, but it is a dad thing. We do debate propane, charcoal, charcoal.
Yeah, we
that
do.
Kind of stuff. That's the first thing you ask.
If you want, like, I'll let anybody debate that if they want, but
sure.
you cannot get flavor out of propane.
No.
There's no addition of flavor to the meat with propane, and that's okay.
You can't get smoke flavored propane. Yeah.
If I'm eating a grade A top prime steak,
sure,
I don't want it filled with smoke and all that. Propane's perfect for that.
Yeah.
But if I'm eating a rack of ribs or even barbecue chicken, I want a little bit of smoke in it.
I'm gonna tell you a dirty little secret. Whenever I get a steak, I cook it in a frying pan.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But what I do is I get the frying pan super hot.
Yeah, before you cook
so
it.
So it sears like crazy. Yeah. And then you can finish it off in the oven. I don't normally because I eat mine rare.
I eat mine pretty rare. So all for me it takes is that sear you're talking about.
Yeah.
I sear it 2 minutes, sear it another 2 minutes, and honestly, I could eat it just like that.
Yeah.
But I'll usually let it go for about 5 on each side.
Well, sometimes I'll set it up on its side so it'll get it all the way around.
Honestly, get the nice little crust on the outsides of it.
See,
I really want to.
This is the kind of dad talk that we're talking about.
Yeah. I really think that'd be some fun live content for
grilling,
where me and you like sit in a backyard and stream to YouTube and grill some stuff. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I got to get a new grill, but yeah.
I've
always used propane.
You've always used propane?
Yeah.
I've always been a charcoal guy.
Really?
My barbecue career is not as extensive as yours, I'm sure. I don't really like to do anything but sit down when I'm at home.
I built a smoker in my backyard out of cinder blocks.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And used a couple of old shelves off of a shelving unit we had that are wire.
Yeah.
And I stripped them down and I put them in the middle of it, so now you can like set a chicken down in it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's got a little drawer that you pull out where you put all the wood and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I poured a little cement pad for it in the backyard. Hadn't used it forever, but it was cool when I did.
Crap ton of old bricks, and I want to make a kiln for like bread, or
make you a pizza oven
bread.
That's
what I'm talking about, like a pizza oven bread
that'd be
kind
cool.
of thing like that.
And honestly, just get you some. And again, dad talk. Just get you some Quickcrete, and make your form with 4 boards. Just make a simple form.
Make a real quick form.
Pour it in there, level it out a little bit, and just let it set.
That's the base for it.
In this dirt around here, it'll kind of move.
Yeah, that black dirt.
Before it cracks. So,
and
if it cracks, who cares?
Who cares?
It's
just a pizza oven, right?
It's going to be a year anyway. And then if you have stuff setting on it, it's less likely to crack. So, there you go.
Yeah,
that's how to build a grill.
That's how to build a grill.
So Hank, he's big.
Push 1 if you want more grill content.
Okay, so here are his weaknesses. It says, make no mistake, Hank is a great dad, good provider, eager to take a fatherly knee and dole out life advice to his boy. But the relationship with his only son, 12-year-old Bobby, is a tough one to crack. The very first episode features Hank having great difficulty saying, I love you to his son, a side effect of the relationship with his own verbally abusive dad. The father-son dynamic can be summed up by this quote, and it shows a picture of Bobby sitting there, and he says, Bobby, if you weren't my son, I'd hug you.
Yep.
Which is kind of rough.
I like that one. I don't remember what episode it is in particular, but the scene is Hank and Bobby riding in the truck, and Hank goes and says, well, I love you, son. He goes, well, hell, I love you too, Dad.
Yeah, I do remember
That's one of my favorite lines.
That was fairly recently for us, I think.
Potentially.
Yeah. I think it was.
I can't remember where that.
I don't know. Somebody will
what
tell
that
us.
episode is. Yeah, somebody will correct it.
So like I said, I think it's just
shout out
tough.
to Artie too, because I haven't heard from Artie in a while. I need to message him. Yeah, well, he didn't send me any notes for this week, or even he usually sends me a hey, I don't have any notes.
Yeah.
If he doesn't send notes, but
He
I mean
must have
we're not
busy.
recording anyway for episode of content. But he never sent me notes.
So next week, Artie, if you're listening to this, and by the way, Artie sent somebody here last week.
Oh, he sent out a hit squad on us.
There's a lady that came to town, and I'm not going to give her name because I don't want to do that.
Did she helicopter into the top of the roof and
no,
all black?
She texted me. She texted me and said, "Hey, I got your number from Artie."
That's awesome.
And she works for an online home magazine. And they had sent her down here to cover some of the neighborhoods. And so she came in, we talked for maybe 30 minutes or so, and then she took off. So that was kind of cool. Just knowing somebody who knows Artie. She said she met him.
That's cool.
She said her and her husband met him when they were in Hawaii. So and now they're decent friends.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since he's lived in Hawaii, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Artie, man.
Yeah, I hope you're good,
dude.
Artie. Hope you're good.
Also, if you go to our YouTube page,
is Artie a dad?
No,
okay.
not that I know of.
Okay.
I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure not. Also, everybody, we have got the sticker form on the YouTube.
Yeah.
You have to go to the YouTube to get it. You have to. I got it on YouTube, on our YouTube page.
Sticker form.
On our community page, there is a sticker form. There's about 5 or 6 that have already signed up for them. Keep signing up.
Yeah.
Sticker form on the YouTube page. I'm going to post it to all the other social medias. I've been meaning to. I was going to do it Friday, but I broke my arm instead, so I was focused on that. So I've got the link and everything. I'm going to get that up for everybody. On the YouTube page, it's there. So you go to the YouTube page. The link's there. Click on the link. It'll take you to a Google form. Put your address information in on the Google form.
Yeah.
And then we'll get you some stickers.
We'll send a sticker. Yeah, you got it. So the other part about his relationship with Bobby is, that boy ain't right quote that you hear many, many times.
He does say that a lot, that boy ain't right. That's for sure. That's one of the big famous Hank Hill quotes.
I think that's I think that's a Hankism for I don't understand.
That's
all that is.
I don't think it's anything completely negative.
So for the dad, the verdict they give it is Hank Hill is worthy of any #1 dad mug in Arlen, Texas. While we wish he'd be more accepting of his son's less than traditional ways, we cannot deny that he is a loving father and devoted. He shows the same adore for being a dad that he does for propane and propane accessories. And this is what it says in the article. And oh, holy shit, does this man love his propane and propane accessories.
He does love his propane.
So they end up
and
giving him a
accessories.
B.
Yeah, they gave him a B.
That's close enough.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like a B is fair too.
Fair
and I really don't know. I really don't know that he's not more accepting. I feel like he's really accepting of Bobby for the most part, because there's a lot of conservative dads that I knew growing up, that not my dad, but other dads that I knew, that half of the stuff that Bobby does, it would have caused violence and anger. You know what I mean? And you don't ever really see.
Heck yeah.
You don't ever really see Hank just get out of his mind, angry because Bobby likes to do something, that might be a little more feminine in Hank's mind.
He may be fed up, but
he's
he
gets
not angry.
He might like I said, he feels more like disappointed or let down, but he doesn't get up into a
again, he just doesn't get it.
He
just doesn't get it. So that's
he doesn't come in there and say, "Hey, Bobby, you're being gay. Quit doing that. Whatever. That's gay. Or that's this or that's that."
No, that's one thing. That's one thing that Hank always shied away from. He doesn't use that kind of terminology and stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't use very harsh language.
He doesn't use very offensive words or anything. I
no,
mean,
he doesn't. And that's why I have such a hard time in the forum. Any forum that has to do with King of the Hill, with the current rise of this far right movement and stuff.
Yeah.
because they tried to take Hank away from center and put him somewhere because Hank is center. I just don't.
He's definitely center.
I don't think that.
We've
to me, Hank is the
times.
guy. He might have voted Republican all of his life, but I just don't. I feel like Hank is the guy that would vote for the man, the better guy. He votes for the best person for the job, I feel like.
So let's talk about this one real quick, and then we'll get out of here. But this election coming up, who's Hank voting for? Yeah, exactly.
I really don't know on that one. And everybody wants to say
Hank would
he
not be
vote,
a Trump guy.
And the only reason why I don't think that Hank would be a Trump guy, like he is a guy who I believe would vote red. Any other opportunity, he could vote for red. But Hank is a rhino. No, maybe not a rhino. Maybe that's not right.
No, he is.
Not
He's Republican in name only. Yeah, basically. And maybe so. And that's because he feels like he's supposed to vote that way. When he finds out how somebody really is, his thinking changes. So let's talk about George Bush. Whenever he went to shake his hand and it went limp.
Yeah, his handshake was limp.
Like,
so he didn't really
believe in the guy.
He didn't really believe in the guy.
So you're telling me when January 6th rolled around and then Trump gets brought up on these felonies and stuff, that Hank wouldn't turn the other way? Yes,
I think Hank would turn the other way.
Hank would
think
turn the other way. Because
because Hank doesn't vote based on politics.
No.
People think that Hank's not political enough to vote based on policy and that kind of stuff. So Hank votes for the best man. Who he think is the best man for the job.
I think it's just the fact that somebody broke the law. I think Hank would automatically put that out of his mind.
It doesn't matter what he broke. It doesn't matter how he broke it. It doesn't matter any of that stuff.
They
it's
broke
just
it.
a law was broke. You know, all the semantics and stuff behind it. Hank doesn't. I don't think Hank. I don't think Hank deals in semantics. I feel like Hank is a cut and dry guy.
Very much so.
It's a yes or a no. I'm on this side. There is no fence.
Yeah.
Hank picks where he's going to go, and that's it. He doesn't sit on a fence.
I think it's be the first year that Hank either sat out or voted for a third candidate.
That's what I think. I feel like some Kinky Friedman type character or something. He would vote for like a Ross Perot or something like that.
Oh, I think he'd vote for Ross Perot in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A lot like his dad, honestly.
Shout out to the Perot Museum in Dallas-Fort Worth. That's a really good museum.
Nice place.
Yeah, I don't know why I said
just
that.
Just pictures of Ross Perot?
Well, anytime I hear Perot's name, I just think of that.
The Perot Museum.
Their science. Yeah. I think it's a science museum. It might just be a natural history and science museum. But either way, it's the one that's in Dallas there.
Okay, so today is Father's Day. We are going to go enjoy our Father's Day activities, which means we're going to sit on the couch and tell nobody to leave us alone.
I'm going to take some more of the legal pharmaceuticals.
There you go. I don't blame you.
Melt into the couch.
All right, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Yeah, my wife, she's having surgery coming up this next Friday, and
oh wow, okay.
And
I know there's like a lot of activity at the school right now.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of activity.
But she's having surgery, and she had some tramadol and stuff, and I was like, I'm going to get that filled for you. She goes, well, I can't take it until. I said, listen, if they'll give it to us, then we need that tramadol in our house. Oh, wow. I said, just for the hell of it. You know, I mean, you never know.
You never know. And
I mean, shit.
I'm surprised
you would taken one the other day if your arm was hurting that bad.
I'm surprised they gave me something stronger than tramadol. They gave me hydrocodone.
Did they?
They prescribed me hydrocodone, which is kind of they don't do that anymore.
No, they really don't. It was amazing to me that they said after her surgery they were going to give her oxycodone.
Oxycodones.
Yeah. Which, okay. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. It's the opiate epidemic. Epidemic.
Yeah, you guys that got addicted to opiates, you really screwed it up for the rest of us.
Screwed pain management up for the people who don't get hooked on pain medications when they're hurt.
Yeah. No, I won't say I don't get hooked, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna go enjoy Father's Day. You do the same.
Yep.
Even though it's Monday, we love you. We appreciate you. Go fill out that sticker form if you can. Get over to Patreon. Check us out. We've got the $3 a month tier that just helps us keep the lights on. Remember that every Monday is on Spotify for video and YouTube for video. Also, if you get a chance, just go and check out our YouTube page. Fill out that sticker form.
Yeah,
Anything
sticker
else?
form for sure.
Yeah.
I'll no longer I probably won't do as many streams on Instagram as much anymore because we're really trying to drive the YouTube page, which is doing really good. And YouTube is a space that me and Mike have wanted to be in more than we are, and our page is doing good now. So we kind of want to start pushing as much as we can towards that.
I got an email from YouTube the other day. They're now allowing posts. So they're going to become like a full-featured social media application.
Well, that's what they have. They have
point.
A community type thing where I've already posted pictures and said thank you to people and stuff like that. So I like YouTube. It's a place I hang out a lot anyway, watching a lot of different content. So I appreciate it if you guys went over there and gave us a like, follow, subscribe. We're at like 509. At 1,000, we're going to do a limited T-shirt run of probably like anywhere from 25 to 50 shirts, depending on what the interest shows. Yep. And that shirt design, whatever we decide on, it will only run that one time.
We'll give you 3 options, and then you pick one. We'll print it.
Yeah, we'll give 3 options to you guys, and then.
But we need 1,000. We need 1,000 subscribers.
1,000 subscribers. 25 to 50 T-shirts, depending on interest in it, and then.
Here's what really helps us: if you're away from the house and you want to just turn on our YouTube page and just let it run, that sure would help.
That would help. Yeah, that would help too.
No problem with that. But
no problem boosting them numbers up, guys.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Yeah. We certainly appreciate it. Friday, we're going to play a couple of. Voicemails we got from you guys, and I think we got some comments
voicemails
and stuff. Yeah,
cool.
So we'll play those.
You know what? I bet we're going to start getting a lot more of those voicemails because the YouTube page too. Somebody had asked me about an AI contest, and I was like, man, that was 2 years ago, dude. I was like,
that was a long time ago.
I was like, y'all got to remember now, y'all are getting a lot of the content on YouTube is us uploading things that we. Didn't upload as we should have at the beginning of everything, but we're learning.
It's getting caught up.
It's getting caught up. Yep. I think it's officially caught up now.
Cool.
So
cool.
Everything is there. You have for everything that has a video, you have a video and a pure audio option.
Yeah.
Our podcast now automatically uploads all of our shows audio to YouTube. So our RSS feed is linked into the interwebs.
All right, guys. Well, thank you again for joining us. We really appreciate it. Hope you had a great Father's Day or are going to have a great Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth, and we'll see you on Friday.
Yep. Happy Father's Day and a big Wimatanye.
Wimatanye indeed, Dad. This has been a Rogue Media Network